Hello, my name is Aisha, and today I want to speak to you guys about vaccines. I gathered this information quite a few months ago, but I think it's really important to do this video today. On the news, they speak about how the vaccines are almost ready and they're going to be ready to distribute them. They speak about how they're 94% effective and that we should all take them as soon as they are available. Now, I'm not here to tell you whether you should take the vaccine or whether you shouldn't. I just want to give you some information so you know exactly what's happening and whether or not to invite this newly made vaccine into your body. It's completely up to you. I just think that you should know information about this. So I'm going to give you a few quotes. I'm going to tell you about the 4 different types of vaccines. I don't know if you guys knew that there were 4 different types. I'm going to give you a bit of information about vaccines versus immunizations, because those are, 2 different things. I want to give you some vaccine stats, and then I would like to tell you about the development of vaccines and how long they take, in case you didn't know. I feel this is really important because now they are trying to stress the situation that this is needed. And I feel like you should have the right information so you can make the right decisions for you and your family. So here we go. Here's a few quotes. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 to 15%. Bill Gates. As discussed in a November 21st, 2011, Forbes cover story profiling the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, reducing the population growth has always been integral to their stated mission of improving people's health and giving them the chance to lift themselves out of hunger and extreme poverty. My thing about that is, why wouldn't you help them by feeding them? Why wouldn't you help them by giving them jobs, giving them houses? Why vaccinate these people to help them that way? So now we're going to move on to the 4 types of vaccines. They are attenuated, inactivated, toxoid, and conjugate. So, an attenuated vaccine contains a weakened form of the germ causing disease. An inactivated vaccine contains the germ's killed form that causes the disease they're trying to prevent. A toxoid vaccine contains toxins that are made by a virus or bacteria that cause the disease. A conjugate vaccine contains only particular parts of the germ that causes a disease, like a protein or a sugar. So now we're at vaccines versus immunizations. See, I kind of thought all of these things, I never really thought into these things. I just thought, hey, someone saying vaccine, immunization, pretty much the same thing. Not the truth. So, vaccines sometimes get confused with immunizations. Immunization is what happens to the body after administering a vaccine. It's the process of the body becoming immune to whichever disease the vaccine was for. So there you have it on the difference. So we're going to step on over to vaccine statistics. The flu vaccine or vaccination reduce the risk of flu illness by up to 40 to 60%. one dose of MMR vaccine is 93% effective against measles, 78% effective against mumps, and 97% effective against rubella. So, those are some pretty decent stats. No vaccine is 100% effective. To make vaccines safer than the disease, the bacteria or virus is killed or weakened. That is an attenuated vaccine. So now we're going to move on to the development, how long it takes to make a vaccine. So the development of new vaccines, the exploratory stage or discovery stage, takes about 2 to 5 years. The preclinical stage takes 2 years. The clinical development stage gets broken into 3 phases. The first phase is 1 to 2 years. The second phase is 2 to 3 years. And the third phase is 2 to 4 years. The regulatory review and approval, the manufacturing, and the quality control takes 1 to 2 years. A vaccine usually takes more than 10 years to develop and costs up to $500 million. The government is trying to get a vaccine out fast, but in the past, the fastest rollout of an approved vaccine, the mumps vaccine, took close to 4 years to get all necessary permissions and licensing. Most experts think a vaccine is likely to become widely available by mid-2021. I'm going to give you 2 more quotes and I will be done. You know it's a massive job to give this vaccine. Our military is now being mobilized, so at the end of the year, we're going to be able to give it to a lot of people very, very rapidly. That was Donald Trump in May 2020. Here's another quote. We're learning the science of COVID-19 faster than we have learned the science of any other virus before. We're going from a concept all the way to phase 3 clinical trials and potentially licensure in an unprecedented timeline. But in this case, it's very much possible. That's Dr. Nelson Michael, director of the Center for Infectious Disease Research at the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. So, these people are fast tracking this vaccine. I've read it to you. You can go check it for yourself. Vaccines take 10 plus years to make, yet they have made this vaccine in under a year. So 2 things. They've always had this disease or this sickness and have been waiting to unleash it on us. And I know it sounds crazy, but it could be true. And they've always had the vaccine. Or they are going to shoot you up with some random stuff and they don't know the outcome because they haven't taken the time to go throughout all the development of this vaccine. Mind you, there are people that have taken the vaccine and gotten sick in their clinical trials. Like I said, the fastest vaccine, which was, I believe I said the measles, still took over 4 years. Over 4 years. And they're trying to, the mumps vaccine took up to 4 years. But they're trying to give you the coronavirus vaccine under 1 year. I want you to think about that. I am not here to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. What I will say is, if you are willing to take that, make sure you take it. Don't force anybody else into it. Don't go up there with your children and have them take it. You take it. If you feel so confident in this, you take it yourself and let the rest of us know how it goes. But don't force it on other people. They're also trying to give it to older people, healthcare workers, and then somehow they got into, we got to give it to the Black people and the poor people first. So that's something else to think about. I appreciate you all listening. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not for it, against it. I am for you making the right decisions for you and your family, period. That's it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.